It's good to be here. It's good to be back out on the town. The mask mandate is over, which is like concerning but kind of nice. I don't know. I'm kind of glad. I feel like the masks really divided us the last couple years, you know? Because it's like half of us have masks that are clothing and half of us have masks that are garbage. You'll notice that. I'll be out and about and I'll see someone in like a Louis Vuitton mask and I'll just be like, well damn, I'm wearing a used Kleenex and 2 rubber bands right now. But you guys look fantastic, so that's all that matters. I'm just glad it's not like the very beginning of the pandemic anymore, when no one knew what anything was or what to do. Like, at the very first month I was living with my parents, and at one point I got a notification from a dating app, and my very first thought was, oh no, if I have casual sex right now, my parents will die. Pretty intense, right? And then my next thought was, oh, now I know what it's like to be Catholic. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. You guys drinking tonight? I like drinking, and I like bars, like, especially. Bars are just such a unique place, because it's the only place that you can get kicked out of for buying too much of the thing they sell. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never get kicked out of Crate and Barrel for buying too many throw pillows. But drunk people are just so annoying that they, like, override the rules of the free market. And I think that's pretty cool. It's also fun, the phrase, you've been overserved, is fun. Especially when you're out in, like, some bougie area and someone's being told that, because it's like, yeah, you've been overserved for a while now. I've been overserved for 28 years. Biatch, you know? How do we feel about biatch? Can we bring it back? Can we build back better biatch? Because the reason is because my sister told me I should stop saying bitch on stage, and I was like, well, I don't mean it in a misogynistic way. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, I guess I mean biatch. I think biatch is what's inside my heart. So, yeah. I have a tattoo. Do you guys have tattoos in here? Yeah, I figured Sunshine Prophecy there'd be at least one. There was 0. I love tattoo parlors specifically because they're so unique. Like, it feels like getting surgery in a dive bar, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Because it's like everything is sanitized, everyone's a professional, but there's still a sticker on the wall that says "fuck your mom." You know, a band playing over the speakers called "Fuck Your Mom." Probably the band from the sticker. And like the surgeon's friend is still just hanging out on a beanbag chair in the corner of the room. Just like chilling there, like, what's up? My name is Bullet. I used to work here, but then I got fired for stealing, but now it's cool. All right, good shit, Bullet. Proud of you for turning it around. Let's see, I'm Jewish. Are you guys all Jewish? Yeah, a couple of you? Okay, cool. I was told it would be everyone, but it's fine. It's not your guys' fault. I don't know, for me a lot of being Jewish was just being told from a young age that I was going to go to Israel someday and feel very at home and very connected. And then I went on that trip and it just felt like I took an edible that never kicked in. You know what I mean? Just standing there like, okay, yeah, those mountains are cool. People are like, but do you feel the blood of Abraham in your veins? I would say it's just okay. Maybe not worth all the trouble, but it's okay. I don't know. Some people get really into it. Some people love that shit. I know people from that trip who like went and joined the Israeli army afterwards. Like that's how meaningful of an experience they had. Which is crazy because I've just never been on a vacation that fun. You know what I mean? I've never been to Disneyland and then afterwards been like, I will die for this place. I will sacrifice my life for Mickey and Minnie. You can scatter my ashes on the Matterhorn. You know? When I do that one, I'm always like a tiny bit worried about offending a Zionist, but I'm so much more worried about offending a Disney person. That's not a group I want any trouble with. Please don't beat me up with a Mickey purse on my way to the car. Yeah, I don't know. People get real weird about the Jews, man. People have all sorts of like. Do you remember that rally a few years ago? That like neo-Nazi rally where they were chanting "Jews will not replace us." That was like their big slogan, and I never knew what to make of that. It's always just like, yeah, man, we're not gonna replace you. We're kind of just doing two different things. Really on our own journeys here. People grow apart in life. You guys vandalize synagogues, we study the Torah, not a lot of crossover, you know? I've never vandalized a synagogue unless you count the time I drew a dick on the desk at Hebrew school, but I think that's a little different. What do they even mean Jews will not replace us? Like, what's their fear? Do they think they're gonna come home from work one day and see a framed photo of like their wife and kids and Larry David? No! I knew this day would come. It's tragic. I live in San Francisco. I live in the Tenderloin. A lot of people get real uncomfortable there. I don't know, I kind of don't. Like, just San Francisco is full of people who see a stranger smoking crack and take it very personally. Just people who are like, that guy is smoking crack at me. He's gonna blow in my ear like a 10th grader's golden retriever. They just gotta chill out, I don't know. I just think if you're an adult and seeing another adult do hard drugs like scandalizes you, you should not be allowed to watch R-rated movies anymore. Like, I was walking downtown with a buddy and he saw a guy like smoking crack and like got really uncomfortable and was like, can we just like go like a different way? Like, I don't feel safe. And I was like, dude, all you have to do right now is just don't touch his crack. Like, if anything, now's your chance. He seems pretty focused. I'd go for it. But also, like, if we're being honest, it's like a class thing. Like, it's because it's like people, like every time you hear someone who's like, oh, crackhead's this, crackhead's that, it's someone you've done lines of cocaine with, for sure. Always. But they don't see it the same way, right? It's because they've just been trained not to, because they're like, you know, I'm rich, I snort cocaine, like poor people smoke crack. But it's like, yeah, homeless people can't do powder cocaine because they don't have keys. So, you fucking want them. I don't know, man, I just get worked up. It's weird living in San Francisco. People just have so much fucking money. Weird, like, high-paying jobs that don't even make sense, like finance. I don't know. Does anyone here work in finance? No? Well, listen. No. If you're here and you work in finance, great call, both working in finance and not saying anything just now. All the judgment calls. Real smart. That's why they pay you the big bucks. It's just weird. I don't know what people who work in finance do. Like, I know that they work with money, and I know that they have a lot of money, so I feel like it might work the same way as when I used to work at a pizza place, and I would go home with a lot of pizza. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they're just like, yo, boss, there's like a $16,000 sitting here. Is it cool if I wrap it up in some tinfoil? Take it on home? My roommates might want some. No, they sometimes go for that type of thing if I leave it out with a little sticky note. Another type of person there's a lot of in San Francisco is people who, when they tell you what they do for a living, it sounds like a non-profit. But then when you see like their belongings and where they live, it seems like maybe it's a yes profit. You're talking to someone like, oh, what do you do? They're like, oh, I work for this company. We teach CPR to dolphins, and the dolphins teach it to at-risk teens, so it's kind of just a gift that keeps on giving. It's like, cool, man, why is that so profitable? Great work. Make sure you pay the dolphins a stipend. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any fancy, like, finance or dolphin jobs or anything. I just, I don't know, I have a lot of random little things I do for work. Like, I do TaskRabbit. If you guys use TaskRabbit, it's pretty, you just hire people to like do random shit you don't want to do. And one thing I do more than I ever thought I would is picking up shit to take to Goodwill. Like, people have so much fucking money that they buy shit they don't need, and then they like hire me to take it to Goodwill so that they can get into liberal heaven or whatever. I take it to Goodwill, but I usually like go through it, you know? Yeah, if you've ever hired someone, oh, I wonder why this guy has just the middle of the day open to take this to Goodwill for me for $29. No, it's more, stupid. It's always, wow, yeah, sorry, you're gonna cancel on me tomorrow, huh? I always look through it because it's like, sometimes it's books and I think maybe it'll be something interesting. But we're in San Francisco, so it's always just 12 copies of How to Win Friends and Influence People. One book called like A Leader's Guide to Leadershiping Leadershiply. And I'm just flipping through, I'm like, not Captain Underpants, not Captain Underpants, not Captain Underpants. Trash. I take it to Goodwill. They appreciate it. Also do a lot of like Uber Eats, DoorDash, that type of shit. When I first went to sign up for DoorDash, they like looked at my driving record and were like, hey, we don't think you have what it takes to bring someone a container of pad thai without spilling it all over your dum-dum lap. But do you want to get on a bike for us? And I had a few thoughts. I was like, mainly I was like, I'm not going on a bike either. There's just no public record of that. Nobody from the government writes it down when I press the wrong brake and flip over the handlebars. But sure. Yeah, I'll do it. And you know how Lance Armstrong was using steroids for his fancy little bicycle job? Yeah, it's kind of like that. I was using my 2004 Honda Accord for my car. Yeah, it's a car. I was using my car and they caught me like immediately. I don't know why I thought I could take one of these giant like billion-dollar corporations on. It was very easy for them to just be like, hey, we looked at you're going 35 miles an hour. Saw your calves when you came in for orientation. You don't have 35 mile an hour calves, sir. So they fired me, and it was never that big of a problem because there's just so many other apps like this. That's the thing, is as fast as I was getting fired by them, they just respawn even faster. Like, I knew if one day I got fired by DoorDash, I would go sign up for like Ouchie, where you bring someone a Band-Aid and put it on their boo-boo and give them a bunch of tiny little kisses. Or like Super. Do you guys know about Super? It's like S-O-U-P-R, it's like spelled like soup the food, and yeah, basically you deliver hot soup. You don't even get a car, you just have to like run with hot soup. Yeah, no, like not even in a to-go container, but just in like a ceramic bowl that's pretty full. And you're just hauling ass through town yelling, hot soup! Got hot soup coming through, watch out! Hot soup! And then people think you're selling soup. You have to explain to them like, I'm not selling it, I'm just warning you about how hot it is. I mean, I'm kind of selling you, but this bowl's for Amanda R. You want soup, you gotta order it through the app, and then I go pick it up from a big warehouse full of soup. Sorry for yelling, here's a promo code. You know what, you guys have been so cool, I'll give you a promo code after the show. The way it works is you just type it in on your first order, and you get $10 off your first order, and it just comes right out of my bank account. You guys should get it. It's a great deal, great company, because the customer comes first by like a lot. So.